What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Badminton Experience, episode number 53. I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it's 53.
I'll check while you do the introduction.
Yeah. So welcome back to another episode. Today is the 29th of August.
Correct.
Just post the World Championships.
And it is 53.
And it is episode 53. So last episode was like a preview of the World Championships. I think this one will probably serve as a
Recap.
Yeah,
of the World Championships.
Some kind of a recap. We actually haven't even done any, like, usually we do like
some talking points and
some
topics
points.
And
exactly. We haven't done any of those.
No, I think we're just gonna talk about the World Championships.
It's a good idea. Let's just roll with it and see where it goes. There's also a few upcoming tournaments that we can briefly touch on.
Why not?
But let's
China
just,
Open, Hong Kong Open.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're leaving already tomorrow?
Yeah,
Which is quite early.
Yeah, it's a bit early. Just to get adapted to the time zone. And also the flight tickets were better this way. Okay. So I'm going to Bangkok, stay one day in Bangkok, and then I'll go to Shanghai from there. Right. Where many of the other Danish players are just flying directly from Copenhagen to Shanghai.
Yeah, and I think they fly mostly on Friday, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'll arrive out in Asia a few days earlier than them.
Yeah, there's quite a few of the Danes that will have to play a league match in Denmark on Thursday.
Yeah,
it's quite tough straight after the World Championships. A fun one is Kim and Anders. They might play each other actually, so that could be quite fun.
Yeah, it must be.
Kim is on my team, so we support him.
I don't play the Danish league, and I haven't really been doing that for a few years. And to be honest, these are the reasons why I don't miss it at all. Because just post a big event like the World Championships, and Kim and Anders just got a silver medal. Then they have to play some league match in Aarhus a few days after, and that must just be quite difficult to really get motivated for.
Yeah, for sure. There will be like maybe 250 spectators, like just a small badminton hall, which is like, it's a nice place and everything, but I think it's quite the contrast to a Royal Arena with 10,000 people just going crazy.
That was insane. Should we just start there? So the World Championships in Copenhagen 2023 on home soil for us Danes, was a crazy experience for all of us. I'm sure I've been talking with many of the other Danish players the last few days, and all of us has been like extremely overwhelmed with the experience as a whole. I mean, the support was absolutely insane in the arena. The arena was beautiful in itself. The introduction, where you came up through the floor, it was absolutely insane. I've also said it in one of the interviews post one of my matches that I've never experienced an arena that beautiful. And maybe it's because I'm biased, because I'm from Denmark and there were so many Danish flags and it was just red all over. But for me it was. There was something like more classy.
But I would agree that visually it's probably the most beautiful arena I've seen. It's also a rather new arena, so I think that also had a little part in it, that everything looked like brand new and like just high class. I think also because of the fact that it's in Denmark and we're used to like smaller arenas, and like it was just something out of the ordinary compared to what we usually experience here, even for me just looking from the stands. Did you know, by the way, with the introduction that you talk about, like the way you come up, do you know where it's from?
No.
It's from this band called Minds of 99. They used it on their tour. The entire last the last tour they went on. So Badminton Denmark borrowed that kind of entrance from them, and the machine that took you guys up. That's quite fun. And the stairs you walked down from was from a TV award show in Denmark, Zulu Awards.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Fun fact.
Yeah. I don't think the audience has any idea of
No,
both the band and also the TV show.
Well, we have some Danes watching, so they will know.
Right.
They will know.
That's right.
Yeah.
But
would you say it lived up to the hype? Because in the last episode we were talking about like we were hyped that it was in Copenhagen compared to Odense or Aarhus, who has also done like great events before. But would you say it lived up to the hype, or would you say it even surpassed the expectations? For you personally,
I would say that it surpassed my wildest imagination. I would say especially the quarterfinal, from the quarterfinal and onwards, those days were insane because it was fully packed from there. And it just looked so amazing. I mean, there was like these 3 sections, and the upper one was like you almost couldn't see it, but that one was also full during the semifinal and finals day. The quarterfinal, maybe there was like a few spots that wasn't occupied, but it was it was absolutely insane. So that view of coming up through the floor and just being met by a full Royal Arena, 10,000 people just screaming, shouting, and it was all red in the crowd, as I mentioned. And when you did that walk down there, I saw so many of my, not so many, but I saw a few of my friends and family in the crowd going crazy and just cheering me onto the court, especially in that semi-final where it was only one court there. That was absolutely insane.
Were you able to actually focus on the things you want to focus on when you did that walk? Like I was thinking that if that was me, I think I would be close to actually getting tears in my eyes just from like, this is so freaking awesome. And like in the perfect world, I would focus on like, what I need to do in the match and stuff like that.
I mean, I'm getting emotional just thinking about the moment right now. I mean, it was so crazy, but I feel in general I'm quite good at just controlling my breath, and I think that's very, very important in these types of situations. That you stick to your breathing patterns and to try and stay calm. But it was almost like, I mean, I was just trying to hold back, like I was really close, just starting to laugh. I mean, I was just like biting my lips, not to starting to laugh when I made that walk, because it was so insane, and I was like, just overwhelmed. So I tried to stay calm. I tried to enjoy it while I did the walk, but as soon as I entered the court, it was like, now it's game time. Focus on my breathing, and back to focus. And I think I'm quite good at doing that. So I got a good start in the match, and I got a good start in every single match. So
you did.
Even though it's overwhelming, going on court, I was pretty good at like controlling my emotions.
I think that was also the experience, looking from the stands and the TV studio, that you looked in like mentally in a pretty good state in all your matches until maybe the end of the semi-final. You looked frustrated.
I was frustrated. One thing, if I should mention, one thing that actually annoyed me a little bit from playing on home soil and with the crowd and all, was these every time, and I especially noticed it in the semi-final. They probably also did it in the other matches, but I noticed that I really noticed it a lot in the semi-final was every time I was about to hit a stroke on from the baseline, they did this oh hey, and it's like it just annoyed me so much. And the funny thing is that I'm pretty sure that they think it's a good thing that they do it.
But it also creates a very nice atmosphere.
It's fun. It's maybe even more fun in the men's doubles because they often hit really hard to the smashes and stuff. But it's like you get this feeling like now they are really expecting something. Let's end the rally with a big smash or something, and then we can go crazy afterwards. But it's just, I mean, playing against Kodai, and you also saw it in the final. It's not always the best idea just to smash hard.
It's rarely the best idea, I would say.
So when the crowd is doing that every single time, you kind of want to deliver something crazy, but it might not be the best idea. And you know, I was playing drops and clears, and they did it every single time. And then in the end, I might did a smash, and it went out or went to the net or something. And I just got super frustrated about it. And I actually told Kenneth multiple times, it's pissing me off. I mean, it's really pissing me off that they keep doing this. But they don't do it when he hits. No, and obviously they are on my side, so they think it's a good thing.
Yeah, of course.
But maybe it's actually even good that I mentioned it here.
So they know that it's not necessarily helping.
It's not really helping the situation, but on the other hand, I talked to Kim Astrup about it, and he actually liked it quite a lot. Yeah. So when I play, don't do it. When Kim Astrup plays, just do it all the time. Maybe shout when the opponent, every time he hits it, like boo.
Yeah, but that's kind of like what they do in Indonesia, right? Where in some of the rallies they will do this, where they celebrate every time the Indonesians hit it and boo every time the opponent hits it.
Do something like that.
Yeah, that would be nice. I kind of feel like the Indonesians, they must get the same kind of feeling you get, that every time the crowd is building up to the shot, that they must feel like they want to just hit it hard. But I guess they're so used to it from Istora that it happens every single time, that maybe you can handle it a little bit better. Because I guess this is the first time, of course it is the first time for you to experience it in that way. I think it's quite normal in Denmark that we do that. But it's just when it's 10,000 people, I think the magnitude is of it is just greater.
Yeah, I mean, let's say you have a set point or a match point, and you're leading like 20-12.
Yeah, then it makes sense.
Then it makes a bit more sense. Yeah. Let's end it. Yeah, I mean that's almost what they are saying with that. But from the beginning of the first game, and we are playing clears and drops, it doesn't really make any sense.
Maybe it helped Kim hit a little bit harder. Maybe that's why he likes it.
And he needs that.
Yeah, true. Exactly.
But that was like the only thing that bothered me a little bit. Other than that, it was absolutely incredible. A once in a lifetime experience. Perhaps.
Yeah, who knows?
I would say Thomas Cup in Aarhus was also pretty huge, very special as well. But this one felt...
It was just like a smaller arena, right? Yeah. So it felt different still.
But that one was also insane.
Yeah.
It's just because it's been a little while ago that we might not remember it the same way as this one. Yeah. But this one is just feeling a bit different. Yeah. It just felt huge. Yeah. And I'm really like, let's just play the Denmark Open every single year in Copenhagen.
Yeah, there's quite a few people who's asking about that, like why wouldn't they move it? But do you think they would be able to create the same kind of hype for the Denmark Open?
I don't think you will see that many people in the crowd for Denmark Open. I think this is because it was a rare occasion, the World Championships, and it's been so many years since there's been badminton in Copenhagen. So if it was in Copenhagen every single year, I don't think we could have we can expect that many people every single year. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I would say for the final and maybe also the semifinal, you could probably see many people in the arena. Yeah. But it's just, I think the reason why is also because they get support from
Odense, the city council.
The city council, I don't know if they can get that from Copenhagen or not.
I think it's a lot harder to get the same kind of funding from Copenhagen in general. So I don't think it will move anytime soon.
I wonder how all the Asian players feel about playing in Copenhagen, because compared to playing in Odense. Yeah. And I'm thinking about both the arena, but also everything besides playing, all the restaurants and the hotels and Copenhagen as a city here in the summertime is beautiful.
I heard a lot of complaints about the transport, that was not really working from a lot of the Asian players. I don't think they've had the same kind of issues in Odense, but they also hit... like the week when they arrived, we had the Ironman in Copenhagen, and also it was Pride Week. So there was like a lot of things going on, and Copenhagen, even though it's a big city for Danish standards, it's still a rather small capital city, right? So I think it was affected a little bit by that. But I think in general, also from watching different stuff on YouTube and BWF and so on, there's quite a few of the players who enjoyed going sightseeing in Copenhagen. Yeah, I think also for most foreign people, like Copenhagen is much more famous than Odense, right? So there's a lot of things to go look at. And it looked like a lot of the players enjoyed it.
It was good.
We need to get them on and ask them.
Get
them on the show.
Let's do it. I was it's just, it's difficult to compare this atmosphere with many of the other arenas because it's absolutely insane in Indonesia. It's probably more loud in Indonesia, I would say.
Yeah.
Also because the Stordalen is more like compact. It's a smaller arena. But I'm looking forward to try out that new stadium out
in Indonesia.
In Indonesia. Now that we're not going to play in Estora anymore, but also an arena like Axiata Arena in Malaysia is also beautiful. The one in Singapore is really beautiful. I feel like there's so many nice places around the world. So I think the reason why this felt so special was probably also because everyone was backing us Danes. And we don't really get to experience that anywhere else. No. But yeah, there's a lot of fantastic places. All England is also a beautiful arena.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But it was amazing.
Good experience.
So some highlights, some results from the event.
Yeah.
Should we start out with Seo from Korea?
I think that's a good idea. I think he deserves that.
I think he deserves that.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Just go ahead and explain what he did this
yeah, well, he was the first man since Anthony Clark in 2006 to even make 2 finals at the same World Championships. He's the first one to win 2 golds since 99 when Kim Dong-moon did it, also in Copenhagen. And the third one to do it, the other one who's also done it, was in 91, also in Copenhagen, and also Korean male, Yobong Park, the guy who's coaching Japan now. So for some reason, like, the Korean men's players, they just enjoy playing the World Championships.
Did those 2 also win 2 titles or just reach the final?
Those 2 won. Yeah, so those 2 and now Seo are the only people to do the double that way for the men's.
For players. The men's, because there is one Chinese woman who did it.
I actually didn't read up on the stats with the.
I saw something on badminton. Badminton Talk.
I just noticed this because Seo he won, so I was just reading up on the male players, and I think it's quite fun that it's like 3 times it happened. It was all in Copenhagen, and it was always a Korean player.
Seo Jung Jae.
Yeah, she did it in 15 perhaps.
15. She won in women's double and mixed double.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know in the.
Yeah, that's.
Is she the only one?
I don't know.
No,
it just says that he's the first male player since 99, as you mentioned.
Yeah. Okay.
But there has been a woman player, Seo Jung Jae from China,
she was good as well.
in 2015.
Yeah.
But it is what a crazy achievement. I think he's the same age as me. I think he's or maybe 1 year older.
He's 26 right now.
Okay.
I don't know if he turns 27 this year, but he is 26. Yeah. I just have to say though that I called it that he would make the final in the mixed doubles. So just. Please notice that.
Impressive.
But I didn't say he would win. They were also 9-0 down against Zheng Siwei.
Wow.
Head to head. So that's a pretty good first win to do it in a World Championship final.
I remember the first time I saw him as a junior player. I think we were under 19 players. We played the German junior.
Yeah.
He was a men's singles player back then.
Yeah.
He probably also played doubles, but I just remember he faced Rasmus Gemke in the first round of German junior and won.
Okay.
But I think Yuta Watanabe from Japan also played a men's single when he was younger.
Yeah.
So,
but I know Seo, like he was trying for a men's singles. So when he was 19, I think they reschooled him to a doubles player.
Okay. Yeah. He done pretty well. Maybe that was a clever decision.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe he would have won more in singles, but I really doubt it. But yeah, it's an unbelievable performance. So yeah, I think he can. It's safe to say he's like the player of the tournament.
Yeah.
When you do the double,
no doubt.
You should get that.
And that means that he also qualified for 2 times World Tour finals.
Yeah, true.
That's a good one.
Yeah, if he ends up top 20 in the World Tour rankings.
Oh,
you have to be top 20 to get the invitation as a world champion.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure he will do that because he's
many funny rules.
I think before the World Championships he was 6th in the world in men's doubles and 5 or something in mixed. So I'm pretty sure he will be there.
I'm trying to imagine how he's feeling at the moment. Just flying back to Copenhagen economy class. Oh, not Copenhagen, Korea.
Korea. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just really hoping that he feels sore Because like if he doesn't, it's unfair. Like he played 10 matches in that week in Copenhagen, and they didn't have an easy draw. Like in the mixed doubles, they played, I think it was a pair from Singapore first, then Supak from Thailand, which they have done really well. They beat Dechapol and Sapsiree in the quarterfinal. They beat Watanabe and Higashino in the semifinal, and then Cheng Siwei and Huang Yaqiong in the final. So like I wouldn't even say that they had a good draw. I think they actually had a pretty tough one. Yeah, impressive stuff.
Imagine winning the World Championships in mixed doubles first, and then having to reset and refocus on a new World Championships final just 5 hours later or something. That is insane.
Yeah. You could say like when he played the men's doubles finals, he was already experienced. Yeah, like, he knew how to win. Yeah. But I saw that he was asked about that, and he had told his partner that like, we cannot focus on my condition, because if we do that, we will lose the focus on what we have to do. Because he did admit that he was a little bit tired in the end of the men's doubles final. And I also think in that final, quite surprising to me that his partner Kang was the guy who was actually the best player on court. Okay.
We saw it. We saw the match together. We were right beside each other with your son Vincent. He was pretty uninterested.
Yeah, he wasn't just watching a lot.
Wearing headphones and watching something on the iPad the entire game.
Yeah. And he had a small period where he said, I want to watch Kim and Anders, and then he was watching 2 rallies, and then it was back into the iPad. So.
Fair enough. The iPad is hard to beat. But no, let's just talk about Kim and Anders for a second as well. They reached the final. The only Danes to reach the final. An incredible...
Thanks to you.
Yeah, thanks to me. An incredible week for them. And also an incredible run they have had. Yeah. They won the European Games. They won the Canada Open. They played one match in Japan before they went home because Kim's
girlfriend went into labor.
Exactly. And then they went on to the final. So they won plus 15 matches.
Yeah, I think in a row. Before the final, it was 16 in a row.
That's insane, and it's also insane
especially for those guys.
Like they do not come from like a good period or something.
No, exactly.
Things weren't really working for them, to be honest. And then suddenly, they just play amazing, and they did amazing this week, and they really, really thrived in these crazy conditions with the crowd and stuff. I felt like. Yeah,
I also felt like it was like good for the tournament. It was those 2 guys, because they're so good at like giving a lot of themselves and like just showing emotion to the audience, and like they just. It looked like they just grew throughout the week and wanted to give more and more, and you saw the celebrations when they won the semifinal. Like it was, I don't think it could have happened to anyone better in terms of the entertainment level. I think it's a little bit different had it been both you and Victor and some of the other guys who are a bit more, I think, controlled in terms of your emotions. Where these guys, you can see when everything is going really bad, but you can also see when things are really going well. Yeah. It's good TV.
It is. Yeah. But men's doubles is also a bit different. I mean, in terms of how much energy you can.
You kind of feed off a little bit from your partner and stuff, and
exactly. In men's singles, you have to save it a little bit.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I also feel that sometimes like a little bit of a macho battle going on in the men's doubles because you have a lot of testosterone on court with 4 guys. But
let's just talk about the final quickly. I mean, they had the first game and they were leading 15-14. I think Anders Skaarup Rasmussen made a service error.
Yeah,
flick at that point. Yeah. So it's just like it's so minor things that could have turned it around. I really, really had the feeling that this is going to happen for them. They're going to win this one. Yeah. I could just feel it.
Which would have been crazy.
It would have been so crazy. And it really sucks that it didn't happen for them. It's still like a phenomenal week, and I'm sure they are super, super happy and proud.
Should be.
But it's just like, it was so close. Yeah. So even though it's amazing, it's still a bit hard to swallow, I could imagine. It was tough to watch. It was very, very tough to watch. So exciting match.
Yeah. I was like dancing and jumping up when they won that semifinal, and actually getting tears in my eyes, and like this was just like the complete opposite. Like didn't even want to stay and watch anything else, like the medal ceremony or anything. Very, very contrasting feelings, I would say.
Yeah.
But I'm also quite surprised to see the Koreans win it. Like, I don't think anyone had called that before the tournament started.
No.
And 0 medals for Indonesia. I think that's also worth noting, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't happen too often in the men's doubles.
No, that's actually kind of crazy. And also the men's singles did not have the best tournament to say the least. I mean, obviously Anthony wasn't there, and Jonathan didn't really perform in that first round match against Lizzie Jar, the one match that everyone was looking forward to.
Yeah,
and also Chico.
He lost to Pranoy.
Yeah, and didn't really stand a chance. So not the best tournament.
Just in general for Indonesia, they only came away with a silver medal in the women's doubles,
which was historical, though. I'm quite sure. I think I saw something again on Badminton Talk.
They've been good.
Yeah, they are really good, posting a lot. That's where we get all our info. I think they were the first women's double to reach the final since 1995 or something.
Okay, yeah, it sounds right. I don't think it's a category where Indonesia has had the most success. I remember when they won when Rahayu and Polly won in Tokyo, the Olympics. It was the first time Indonesia won the Olympics in women's doubles. So yeah. But yeah, it was also very surprising actually to see they made the final. I think in the last 2 tournaments leading up to the World Championships, I think Rahayu and Ramadansia, I think they lost first and second round actually.
Okay.
And like they haven't really performed for the past 6-8 months. So yeah, suddenly to be in the final is pretty crazy. Did you watch any of the final?
The women's double?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You know, Rahayu, she has this thing where she's like smiling like crazy. Yeah, she did it in the Olympic final, and she did it again in this World Championship final, and it's pretty obvious she's doing it for herself, but also I think it's part of a mind trick, like showing your opponents that you don't really care, you're just having fun and enjoying yourself. And it was very clear that the Chinese, they were trying to do it back to her, so like they were just smiling like crazy, like almost laughing on court. And then I saw this video yesterday from Troll Badminton Players, the Instagram profile, sharing the 2 Chinese players, Chen Qingchen and Jie Yifan, doing some social media post where they're showing the gold medals, and then they put on this characteristic smile that Rahayu does. The kind of like and like really like taking the piss that way, and like a lot of the people are saying, yeah, Rahayu should just send one back with the Olympic gold medal to like kind of come back. I think there's like no bad blood. I think it's just a little bit of fun, but
interesting.
It was fun to see because it was just 4 girls on that court where 3 of them were, it was like they were just telling jokes to each other or something like that. It was crazy.
Interesting. I didn't see it. I didn't get to see that one. So Indonesia did not have the best of World Championships, but one country that really had a crazy good World Championships was Korea, and we already touched on Seo, who was part of the winning pair in the men's double and the mixed double, but they also won the women's singles with their superstar An Se-young. First ever women's single world champion from Korea, 21 years of age, world number 1. She has won so much this year. She is unbelievable.
I think she's played 12 tournaments this year. She made the final in 11 of them, and now she won 8 of them. She already now holds a record of the most successful year for a women's singles player.
That's insane.
No one has ever won more titles, and again, like, she's 21.
Yeah,
it is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we can't compliment her enough. I mean, she's so mature on court.
Yeah,
so calm. Yeah, and it's absolutely insane.
I was very impressed when like she had everything under control in that final, and I think she was leading something like 10-4 in the second game, and then Marin came back to 10-all. And I felt like she was all of a sudden she was getting all the momentum. She looked so focused, and I was like, okay, this is a pretty decisive moment. And then she won 11 points in a row at Young. I'm like, that's pretty cool for a girl who's only 21. And she also she said something after, I think it was before the final, in like the build up to the final, where she was asked about Marin and like playing her in a World Championship final, and she was like, to be a legend, you need to beat a legend. So she went and did it. Nice. I think that's very nice.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah. And speaking of Marin, she is also like a championship player.
She is.
She has won 1 Olympics and 3 times World Championships. I'm pretty sure.
Is it 3?
I think it's 3.
Yeah. Copenhagen.
She won in Denmark in 2014.
Yeah.
Which is quite insane that she was in the final 9 years ago, and now she is in the final again.
Yeah. She did it again the year after in Jakarta. Yeah. She has one more.
And she has one more. I don't know, maybe in China or something.
Yeah.
2018. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that she has 3 World Championship golds, and now she was in another final. I know that she skipped some of the tournaments leading up to the World Championships to be in a training camp.
Yeah.
And that seemed to be a good decision because once again I think she also said early in an interview that she wanted to play on Sunday.
Yeah, that was her goal.
Pretty bold statement, and then she went on to do it. Yeah. Defeated both Tai Tzu-Ying and Yamaguchi, right?
Yeah, and she basically blasted them off court, especially Tai Tzu-Ying. She was in a little bit of trouble in the first game against Yamaguchi, but as soon as she won that one, it was just like one-way traffic.
So she is apparently back to a very, very high level. She's been struggling for a long time, I feel like.
Yeah, I was part of a coaching conference during the World Championships where there was this kind of like study about top players with ACL injuries, because she's had ACL injuries in both knees. And the study showed that like only 19% of all players who has that injury comes back on the same level or higher.
Okay.
And then she did it not only on one knee, but both knees. So it is pretty special, and it says a lot about, I think, her mentality, that like you just get this feeling with her that if she sets a goal for herself, like she'll do anything it takes to come back.
She's a winner and seems like a super stubborn person. I get that feeling that she's really, really. Yeah.
I think no matter how it goes the next year for her, I don't think you can count her out for Paris Olympics next year.
No, she is a big game player.
She is. She's a dark horse no matter what.
And now to our favorite category, without a doubt.
Can we just one more thing about An Se-Young, which is very important.
Go ahead.
She asked you for something. I need to get that out there.
That's crazy. I mean, you know that she's my favorite badminton player, but she asked me for a photo afterwards.
It's crazy.
That's insane.
It is insane. It is insane.
That's kind of crazy.
You know her parents were there. Did you say hi to them?
No, I did not. No, I didn't. I've said hi to Utah's parents once on Bali.
I remember that. Yeah.
But I know.
But we need to get some like An Se-Young Anders love going here.
Do not start any rumors like that.
So please, guys, if you want that to, please just put some hearts in the comments for this video.
Oof, you're really, really starting something terrible here, Hans Christian. Or not terrible, just like, I don't know.
All right, let's move on to the men's singles. I just wanted to get it out there.
But that is true.
Yeah, she asked you for a photo.
Was like, why does she want to take photo with you? I mean, you're nothing compared to her.
Yeah, and that's
I don't know. Maybe it's just because we've been talking a lot of good stuff about her.
That was my first thought, that maybe she's watching the Badminton Experience, knowing that she is your favorite badminton player.
Hopefully she's watching. Yeah, I don't know. Can she speak English?
I don't think she does it well, but I did an interview with Rak Hyung-min, who is also a Korean legend, mixed doubles player, who had a translator, and I've been speaking quite a bit to him, and he was like, he would be happy to help translating for the podcast. So maybe we can get her on for a short one or something with him.
Like a special, just like a 5-10 minute special.
Yeah, that would be cool. And then we need to ask her why she wanted that photo.
Yeah.
And where she's hanging that photo, like if it's on the wall back home or.
I was pretty annoyed when I saw her Instagram post.
She didn't put it up.
She posted photos with like a bunch of different people, but I wasn't in there. Pretty disappointed about that.
I think it's too personal for her.
Maybe.
All right. Let's move on.
Men's singles. Yes. That's right.
What a final.
I mean,
wasn't the most entertaining final. We have to admit that.
No, I mean it's Should we start out with the final, or should we?
You decide. We can always get back to the final.
Obviously, Victor was the big favorite going into the tournament. I think that's a big topic.
True.
That we need to touch on.
I think it was outside of the finals and like winning goals and stuff. I think that was the biggest moment of the World Championship, that he lost that quarterfinal.
Yeah.
Also because of like the hype and playing at home and everything. All the expectations in Denmark for people who don't only follow badminton was that like Victor is going to be world champion.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, everyone thought that he was.
Yeah, we expected it as well.
And so, it was like
I didn't. Maybe not you, but
I mean, I feel like many people felt like this is like, it just makes sense that Victor needs to win a World Championships on home soil. I mean, it was going to be this big moment for him. But apparently there's a guy named HS Pranoy who is tough as nails. I mean, what a warrior he is.
I was really impressed with that match. Just one thing is beating Victor, but like doing it after losing the first game, and like you had seen Victor play in the first few rounds. He just looked scary. But yeah, he really stayed calm, and like mentally he stayed so tough, because in the second game after he had lost the first, they had some really long rallies actually, and he didn't come out on top on all of them, Pranoy. But for some reason he just kept believing that if he kept his playing concept and stuff, it would go his way. I don't know how he gets that belief, but we talked about it before that he is pretty good at beating the favorites. He's done it with Chen Long, Chung Wei, and Dan before as well. It's kind of like he has no respect in a good way for his opponent. Like he doesn't really give anything away just because it's on paper a better player he's playing against.
I think he really also enjoyed that role of being the villain. I mean, I'm so impressed with his performance. I mean, he was playing against Victor, the big favorite in the tournament, but not only Victor, 10,000 people, all of them cheering like crazy for Victor. So it was just like 1 against 10,000 people. He lost the first game, and it ended up being like super physical, but and he was able to get the victory. I think that's an insane achievement. Really.
Yeah, and if you add to it that the day before he played such a long match against Lo Ken Yu as well. So he didn't really go into the match like being maybe 100% fit. Like I would guess that he was probably a little bit tired just from the day before.
But I also feel like Kunlavut, who ended up winning the championship, he also owe like a thank you to Pranoy for taking out Victor, because Victor would have been the big favorite in every single match moving on from there. Not guaranteed that he would have won against Kunlavut. He lost in India in January, but still, and Pranoy also like took a lot out of him to beat Lo Ken Yu and Victor. So by the time he played a 3-game match with Kunlavut, he was tired.
I think it created a really interesting situation when he beat Victor, because then we had like 4 guys in the semifinals where all of a sudden like the huge favorite was out, and it was hard at like really pointing at one of you guys and saying like, this guy is for sure gonna win. I think everyone would feel like this was a good chance to win the World Championship for all of you, and like it's definitely not the situation we would have expected going into the tournament.
No, definitely not. I mean, no, not at all. It was very like interesting suddenly, and I feel like everyone kind of like felt, okay, maybe there is a chance here, and you could see so many people gathering around the screen to watch the end of that match. Not only the men's singles, but everyone else. Just like, what is going on here?
Is he really losing?
This is insane. I was playing not the match after, but the match after that. So I was not really watching anything. I was taking care of my warm up and stuff. But there were so many people gathering around the screen. So that was quite insane. I just felt like when I watched that semi-final of Kunlavut and Pranoy, even though Pranoy is a beast, and I really admire his mentality and how tough he is, I just had a feeling like it's not in Pranoy's destiny to win this championship. But I could much more like see Kunlavut win it. I mean, Kunlavut has won 3 times World Junior Championships.
Yeah.
He was also in the final last year at the World Championships. So it kind of felt like this is meant to be for a guy like Kunlavut.
Yeah.
And also in the final, I was like, Kodai, an incredible player as well, but he's never won a title. He only won like Vietnam Super 100 or something like that. He's just so steady, reaching
Really,
semifinals and finals. That's insane. He's number 3 in the world right now.
Yeah.
Fun thing actually. Kodai moved one place up this week on the world rank, and Kunlavut moved one down. So
it's pretty crazy winning the World Championships and then you go down the rankings.
that's insane. But it was the same thing in the final. I felt like it is much more meant to be for Kunlavut. I just had that feeling. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he's also what we should describe as like a big game player, a big championship player. Like, how old is Kunlavut?
I think he's 22 or something.
22,
I think they might be around the same age. Him and Kodai, Li Shifeng.
Yeah, I think maybe Li Shifeng is 1 year younger, but I think they played the same World Juniors. They played each other in the 2018 World Junior Championship final, Kodai and...
they did?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, okay.
Which obviously Kunlavut also won.
Yeah.
I think he's interesting to watch because like I don't think he has the same wow factor when you just look at him like from the start. But I feel like in all of his matches, he's kind of like just figuring out his opponent slowly. And slowly also his small deceptions and like his attack just becomes better and better. It's kind of like he figures out how to play along the way, where I feel some of the other players, a guy like Pranoy as well, in the start of the match against Kunlavut, like it's obvious that he can hit better smashes and like he's a little bit more explosive and stuff. But it's just, Kunlavut for him, he seems happy with just like slowly getting better and better and better, and then in the end he just kills his prey kind of.
But he's hard to really figure out. I feel like then he pops up and wins in India, and then he's like not really at his best after that. And then he pops up again, wins in Thailand, and then you don't really notice him that much. And then he pops up again, wins the World Championships. He's had an incredible year, but there's definitely also results where you're like, that's a bit strange. So he's a fun one. He's difficult to figure out. I really liked during some of these very long rallies that they did, especially in the end of the second game, where it was, I mean, the score was very even. It was super close. But then he won these very long rallies, and he had this like small smile on his face, like I mean, and I don't really know what he meant with it.
No.
Was it like I got this one, or was it just like this is fun? I mean, this is very physical, but let's see who's the strongest. But it was just like interesting to see his reactions and his facial expressions after those crazy long rallies. What do you think about the crowd booing the two players?
Yeah,
because they did that at multiple occasions. We had these rallies where they were clearing and not really trying to attack and stuff, and then the crowd was screaming like boring and booing and stuff. What did you think about that?
I didn't like it. Like I understood it, because I will admit that it was definitely boring to watch some of those rallies. I also lost a little bit of interest in the match actually, but it just, in some ways I feel like it didn't really sit well with me, because both of the guys are obviously trying everything. Like Kunlavut, he won, so like why would he do anything differently? And Kodai, he was 3 points away from winning, so it was also very close that his tactics actually worked. But I get where the crowd comes from. Like they come to be entertained as well, and it's not entertaining watching people just hitting clears up high up, almost under the ceiling. So it's kind of it has two sides to it, but in general I would say obviously I don't like it when the players are actually trying their best, which I think they were. I understand like the situation back in 2012 in London where players are playing to lose. It's fine to boo, but in that situation,
I mean, there's no one in the crowd that knows how tough it is, what they are going through on court at the moment. I mean, probably they have, how do you say it in English? Lactic acids or something? Lactic acids?
Yeah, they have it from here and all the way up there. Like the legs must be...
Like the legs is burning like crazy. I mean, they are so tired. Their pulse is through the roof. and then the crowd starts to boo
it. I mean, it must be a horrible feeling.
It is kind of it is very disrespectful.
True.
So I don't like it, to be honest. It's not like they're not trying to win. It's also like the playing conditions might just be too slow then. Maybe just they should have had like some different shuttlecocks, some faster ones. But it is both of these guys, their defense is so good and their attack is not like on the same level as their defense. And especially for Kodai, I would say. Yeah, very true. So it just seemed like it was Kodai's strategy from the beginning. I think Kunlavut was still trying to inject some pace and make some changes of pace. And he also came out in the third game and was successful by attacking and injecting some pace in the game again. I wonder how the coaching is going, and when they make like a plan for Kodai's matches. Is it like, if you ever think about attacking, don't do it. Don't do it. Just stick to this game plan. But you also gotta respect how good the Japanese players are at just like following a game plan. Like
they have great discipline.
The discipline is insane, and that's just how they are raised, I feel like. I mean, Momota back in the days as well. He did something similar when he played against Victor. He just played and just maybe after like 45 minutes he started to use some attacks again, but not before that. And that's insane that they can be so mentally tough and so disciplined. Just to because I guess that Kodai really wants to like get some winners. And
for sure he wants that. It's also going to be really tough for him in the long run if he can only play matches where the only thing against the top players he can do is just run. And it might also be one of the reasons why we haven't seen him win any of the big tournaments, because it's very tough if he has to do that already from the second round, or even in some tournaments from the first round. Like here he had some easier first couple of matches because the level is not as high as at China Open, for example, where it's the 32 best only. But I think that might play a factor, because it is just tough if he needs to run everyone down on court.
It's definitely tough, 100%.
Especially if
in the long run. He plays a lot of tournaments as well, and he's always through to the semifinal and the final. So
his consistency is crazy.
It is going to be very, very tough for him also, so that he had like tape on his knees and stuff. So I'm wondering in the long run, I mean, when he I wouldn't say only, because I think when I played against him, he also was quite offensive and also injected a lot of pace in the first game especially, so he can do that as well. It's not like he's a one-dimensional player.
No. Then you wouldn't be like 3 in the world.
No.
I think also if you compare to when we saw him the first time on the World Tour level, I think he has developed his game, because I remember back then, I wouldn't say we were laughing, but like he was hitting a lot of clear and drops, and I remember watching him play Gemke in Thailand at the Thailand Open right after the Thomas Cup, and I was like, he barely hit a smash, and I don't feel like it's like that in all the matches. I remember when he played Victor in the World Tour finals, he was just attacking all the time, basically keeping everything downwards. So
he did good smashes against me actually in the semifinal. Probably hit more winners than I did.
But that doesn't say a lot.
No, that could say something about my offense or maybe his defense. I don't know. But no, it was a crazy interesting tournament in men's singles as well. But Kunlavut Vitidsarn, the first men's single winner ever from Thailand. 22 years of age. The young guns really showed out this week. So
a fun fact about that, or interesting fact, that he's the first one from Thailand. We were just looking it up, that before Momota won in 2018, there had only been 3 countries winning the men's singles. So Denmark, Indonesia and China. And now we've had Momota from Japan, we've had Lo Kin Yu from Singapore, and now we've also had Kunlavut from Thailand. So a lot more different countries are actually winning it now. And we haven't seen a Chinese winner since 2015.
Okay, that's crazy. I
mean, that's 6 editions in a row.
I was also very, very surprised to see Li Shifeng, that he lost to Wei Wang from.
I had tipped him to make the semifinal.
Also, I kind of had the feeling since he won the All England that he's also like a guy that can really show up for these events. Because he showed a phenomenal level at the All England. So I expected him to be like a big game player again this here at the World Championships. But very, very surprising. I would say.
Yeah, he was beaten by the Chinese Slayer, Seo Wang.
And Seo Wang was actually not really far off against
Kunlavut
as well.
No.
Kunlavut also played a tough 3-game match with Lakshya as well. Who is also playing very well at the moment. I'm facing him in the first round in China Open. See you, my good friend.
Yeah, we know he's watching. He said that in the interview. So
I did something for BWF where me and Lakshya we had to do like this face-to-face challenge. We had to
a face-off.
A face-off with some weird questions and stuff. And I won pretty convincingly.
Okay.
So I just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah.
So
sorry, I need to go watch
Lakshya.
that.
He'll get a revenge on the court. I'm sure he would like to win there instead. So
I'll be supporting you. Don't worry.
We'll see. What else? Is there anything else that we need to touch on from the World Championships?
I think we've been through most of it, haven't we?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. It
was an amazing experience once again. Not
absolutely.
only on court but also off court. So like it was the first time for me covering a World Championship like that. I was there every day watching it from the stands. I think that was actually quite nice. But I would say I did feel pretty jealous like every time you were kind of elevated up in that entrance. I think it's the coolest badminton entrance I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I'm also recency biased here, but there's been a few where you've also like been on this moving platform kind of.
No, it was pretty cool. I'm trying to think if there has been.
I'll say when I brought Vincent there twice, and we were sitting like right next to where you guys came up from, and he was like, wow. How do they get from under that up there? So
no, it was pretty cool for sure. You might be right. It may have been the coolest entrance.
If anyone can come up with something else, they can just put it in the comments. We'll have a look.
Guys, let us know your thoughts of this World Championships and this Badminton Experience episode. If there's anything that we forgot to talk about, we are very, very sorry. Yeah. But overall, as Hans Christian just said, it was a phenomenal week. I'm very grateful for the experience. I left with the...
Oh, yeah.
We actually didn't really talk about me this episode.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
But I left with the bronze medal.
Yeah.
And I'm...
third World Championship medal.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's not a lot of players who get that.
I have 2 bronze and 1 silver. I would really like to... Can I go somewhere and like they can...
Change 3 of those into 1 gold.
Can I do that?
Sure.
Exchange free medals for to a gold.
How many medals that are not golds would you say you would need to have before you say, okay, this is better than 1 gold?
Maybe like 5 silvers and 3 bronze.
Okay, that's better than 1 gold. Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know.
I think that's a good number.
I don't really have the answer. But it was a fantastic week. Amazing to play on home soil, get another World Championship medal, shake the hand of the Crown Prince on the podium. So many amazing fans, friends, family in the attendance. It was insane. So now we move on to the China Open, the Hong Kong Open. Just in a few weeks, incredible scheduling from the BWF. If that's a word, scheduling.
Yeah, I think it is. But I think they're also like a little bit under pressure because the Asian Games is also on soon.
Asian Games coming up as well.
It's pretty hard to find holes in the calendar right now.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But I'm going out there. You are staying home.
I am.
Let's see if we can make a few episodes online.
We'll try.
And keep the channel rolling. I feel like we've been.
We're on a roll.
Yeah, we're on a roll. I think we have been good lately.
Yeah.
But that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Instagram as well, the Badminton Experience. Follow Hans Christian. Follow me. And,
follow Babbage if you want.
And leave a comment in the comment section. Like the video, all that stuff. And see you in the next episode. Bye. Guys.